Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or as we like to say here at Shady Acres Woodshop, howdy. Today we have an apple crotch. This comes to us from my good friend Valerie. Let's take a look at it. The piece is about 14 inches wide, about 11 inches the other way, about 5 inches thick. On the bottom there you can see I cut off a projection. It was sticking out, wouldn't let it set flat, so I cut that off. That'll be the bottom. This will be the top. What I'm going to do now is try and find the center of this, and after I've done that I may cut off a projection or two somewhat to kind of round it up. I may not, I don't know, depends on what it looks like. And the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to take this compass and I'm just going to set it here somewhere in the middle, and I'm just going to draw around and get the largest circle I can get out of there. Over here I'm running off the edge, so I need to come this way. Now I'm running off the edge over here. Okay, I think that'll work right there. So I'm just gonna put my center punch there. And that'll be our center point. I'm gonna take this over here to the drill press, drill a flat bottom hole there. In the center of that I'm gonna drill a hole for a woodworm screw. We'll get this mounted up on the lathe and get to turning. Before I forget, I have an idea for a video that I might want to do if you want me to do it. So you let me know in the comments there if this is a good idea. The expense of wood turning. What do different things cost? Where do they come from? What do I use? That sort of thing. And the reason that came up is I got a delivery today from Craft Supplies, which is where I get my sanding supplies and once in a while something else. And that just got me thinking, boy, I spend a lot of money every year doing this. It just adds up so quick. You figure a sanding disc, how much is a sanding disc? I don't really know. I got the price list here, but they just add up, and I buy them probably about 3 times a year, and I always think it's going to be 50 bucks, and it's always 150, 200, 250, something like that, and it just blows me away. And I just thought you folks might want to know that information. I do get asked about that sort of thing from time to time, so let me know if that would be a good video. Well, let me show you what I've done here. I did do a little bit of trimming, but not for size, just to clean up the edges to make my sanding easier later. And yes, that is a very big crack, but you can see it comes to a dead stop. So I'm just not worried about it. It doesn't come down here or anywhere like that. We're gonna have a crack in the side of the bowl, that's obvious, but other than that, I don't see any structural problems. And then like I said, I just did some cleaning cuts. I cleaned up here just to make sanding easier here. And that, believe it or not, is also a cleaning cut, but that's just what it looks like underneath there. And then I trimmed off this little projection a little bit, and that's it. And I put a woodworm screw hole in there, but it's not going to hold. So I put this faceplate ring on. There's room for 4 screws, but this 3rd screw, there's nothing under there. So we're going to just, a 4th screw, there's nothing under there. So we're just going to go with 3 screws. I don't recommend you do that, but I'm comfortable with it. So now it's just a matter of putting it on the chuck. This has a dovetail on the inside rim right here, and that matches the dovetail on the outside of my jaws. So I can just place that over there and open the jaws up into that, and we get a nice metal to metal fit. Boy, it is going to be out of balance, isn't it? Maybe I should have cut more off of this side just for balance. Let's see how it spins up, see how fast we can get it going. Let me bring up the tailstock. I like to let it spin up and then let the live center find its own spot. Okay, what kind of speed can we get? Well, I've turned slower. Let me see if that's the first thing that hits. Well, it's not the first thing that hits. This wing here does. This is quite a ways away, so cutting something off of there wouldn't help much. Yeah, okay, we'll just try it the way it is. 420 RPM, 5/8 inch bowl gouge, mask and face shield on. I think I am going to do a little turning on the outside. I'm sure most of you expected me to, but I didn't necessarily expect me to. But I guess if it's going to be a bowl, it should look a little bit like a bowl. I am going to put a glove on. See what that looks like. I have no idea. Looks strange, doesn't it? See, that's what's fun about this kind of turning. I don't always have a good idea where I'm going to start or what it's going to look like or how I'm going to get there or any of that. Figuring it out as I go. Well, there's some pretty grain in there for sure. This is a weird one. I don't quite know. I don't know quite what to do with it. I'm going to start working on this corner a little bit more here. Giving me a workout. Yeah, this is definitely different than what I might have had in mind, whatever that was, I don't know. I'm going to come back to this, but I want to work on the bottom. I still got to get a flat spot for a tenon, and I'm going to go sharpen up. And I picked the speed up to 490. See if we got room for a tenon here. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Okay, let's try some shear scraping. Not easy to do when you have all this hit and miss, turning air kind of stuff, but I'll try it. Let's come back down here and finish up the tenon. I'm just going to use this diamond point tool to square up the sides of the tenon. And that's good. Time for sanding. Well, I turn a lot of odd shapes, but this one's just right up there with the oddest. I don't know quite what to think about it, and I'm really wondering what the top side's going to look like when I get done with it. I'm going to start the sanding with my Sandoflex. I'm going to sand this bark inclusion, this area here that has some dips and gullies in it, and here, and all of this unturned parts. And then I'll turn my attention to the top and sand as much of the top area that I can reach from here. And I'm going to start at 120 grit, and then I'll do 180 grit, and that's as fine as I'll go with the Sandoflex. When that's done, I'll turn to my 2-inch disc starting at 80 grit. I'll have the lathe spinning in reverse at about 350, and I'll show you what both of those look like as soon as I get my mask on. So that's just a little taste of it. I'll be doing a lot more of that. And that part looks like it's going to be pretty simple. I'll do that up through 400 grit. I'll bring you back here in a bit and we'll put some sanding sealer on there. See you in a bit. I say this all the time, but it just blows me away how a piece that was so rough like this was can now feel so incredibly smooth, soft even. I think this is going to really bring out the color. You can see it's already starting to. And this is a sanding sealer, shellac based sanding sealer. And I will apply 2 coats of this and then 2 coats of shellac over it. I'm really up against the gun video-wise. This is Monday, and this video is my Thursday video, and I haven't even turned the inside of this thing yet. And it usually takes about 2 days to edit the video, so... So like I said, 2 coats of this, 2 coats of sanding sealer. I'll bring you back. I guess it'll be tomorrow by the time that all dries. We'll turn it around and start working on the inside. See you tomorrow. I have the piece turned around with the tenon mounted up in the chuck. I'm just holding my finger here to see what's going to happen when I start turning. I'm going to hit here first and here at about the same time. And then I'm going to hit here eventually. And then finally down here, way down here. So it's going to be a very bumpy ride. Also, the tailstock's going to get in my way very soon, but I am going to turn with a bowl gouge. I might have to switch to carbide. I'm going to be using a 5/8 inch bowl gouge. We're going to be turning at 530 RPM, mask and face shield on. See, I'm already up against the tailstock with the handle hitting over here. It's going to be real pretty, beautiful grain in there, lots of different features, but I just can't get the right angle to thin this wall down. Dang it. Okay, I'm going to switch to carbide. See, my reason for switching is with carbide I can just go straight in. I don't have to have an angle like I do with the bowl gouge. It's still going to be quite a bumpy ride. Yeah, see that big old crack? It's just it's gone down there in the bottom. Well, that's a good thing. Sure would like to get back to high-speed steel here pretty quick. But this is doing a decent job. It's just boring to watch, I think. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. We got about a 1/4 inch to go. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that middle. Well, that was easy. That was pretty well deteriorated, I guess. We are there. I don't know if my scraper will do any good in there or not. Let me put a fresh burr on it. Time for sanding. Well, I've just spent the last hour and a half digging stuff out of the bug holes. I didn't even really notice them before, but there was plenty of them. You can see them here, here, and here. And then I spent some time, there was a little bit of grain tear out, but mostly it was punky wood around here, and around here, and around here. Well, I've been sanding on that, trying to get rid of the punky wood, and I got probably 90% of it. I also spent a little time, you can see right here, this was just a square corner, and it just didn't look good at all. Also, I did that right here. This was a square corner, right angle. It just didn't look good, so I spent a little time rounding that over. Hopefully, just sanding it regularly now will take care of the rest of whatever's remaining. I don't know. I'm just plumb wore out, but you know, Thursday's coming and today's Tuesday, and I still have to edit this thing, and we're not done yet anyway, so I gotta hurry up. Going to a 2-inch disc, 80 grit. I'll work up through 400. The lathe is going to be spinning forward at 350, and I'll show you what that looks like as soon as I get my mask on. Well, that's not going to be too bad. I thought it would be worse than that. I'll be doing that, like I said, through 400. I'll bring you back here in a bit and we'll put some sanding sealer on there. Nope. You'll see the sanding sealer and shellac when we're ready to turn it around. That'll surprise you how nice this is going to look with all these different colors and defects and whatnot. It's going to look great anyway. See you in a bit. Now I'll just take this over here to this workbench. Be sure you stick around to the end of the video so you can see the before and after shots of this piece. If you'd share the video, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, here it is. One apple crotch bowl in the books. I think it's pretty dang nice. Pretty beautiful. Lots to see. We've got so many colors. We go from black to cream color to different shades of brown. There's the bottom all finished up. And I see a face in here. Anybody see the face? See the cow face? The whole thing is kind of a cow. The whole thing. See her eyes there? Her ear over here. She's got her mouth open with her tongue hanging out a little bit. Kind of a cutie. You see the cow? You see anything else in there? I really like it. I hope you like it too. It was fun doing. I had to speed through a few things. Sorry about that. That's the way it goes sometimes in the world of YouTube. Thank you, Valerie, for sending this along for all to enjoy. If you like this video, thumbs up please. I'd sure appreciate it. If you're a subscriber, thank you very kindly. I truly appreciate that. If you're not a subscriber, you might consider becoming one. I put out regular videos about one a week, and I'd like to keep in touch. An easy way to subscribe is just click my picture you see there near the end of the video. Your comments are always welcome and I love reading them. So for now, this is Phil, Shady Acres Woodshop, signing off.